Okay, so what I have here is a fit gang. So my friend called me and said, "Hey, my fit is making this really horrid noise, and now it won't start, and I don't know why." So I took a drive down with a fresh battery, because usually no start issues are battery related, especially in the wintertime. And we found that her alternator was seized right up tight. So you can't really see, but the pulley will not spin at all. Put my battery in it from my fit, hit the key, car fires right up, wretched squealing noise coming out of this side of the engine. Took a look with the light, could see that the alternator wasn't spinning. So went ahead, took my knife that I got in my pocket all the time and cut the belt off of it. The car was about 15 miles from my house, so we left the good battery in it and drove it home as fast as we could, in the dark, in the snow, with the heat going and the wipers going and the lights going. And 15 miles was about all it took to get it here in the garage, and the battery was dead enough that it wouldn't restart the car again. So just got home today, new alternator in hand, gonna try and get this thing swapped out. So we started out by removing the EGR valve, which is what sits on those two studs right there. This unit right here, a couple of 12mm nuts, and that thing slides right off. There was a hose attached to the front of it. I didn't know if it had coolant in it or not, or if it's a vacuum related hose, so I pinched the hose off and pulled it. Nothing liquid came out, so I'm not sure. I still am not sure. I think that's vacuum related. I think it goes to the intake, but I'm not 100% sure. But I figured that was the safest bet. Then I took my big pry bar, slid in behind the alternator, between the alternator and the engine block right there, pushed it out so that I can actually access, there's a bolt, or not bolt, I guess you can see right here, that actually goes in the alternator itself, so I can remove that all the way. Slid the alternator out to get away from the ABS module right there. And then we're going to pull this upper bracket, and then there's a bolt on the bottom side, so it doesn't look too difficult, other than maybe trying to fish it through this little opening right here. We'll see how it goes. Probably gonna have to just do it and update you after I'm done, because I only got so many hands here. So in the meantime, we're gonna hope that these two don't multiply. Oh yeah, Oliver thinks he's trying to help. Not a very good helper, more of a distraction. Okay, so I got a little carried away trying to get that last bolt. I thought it looked like it came in from this side, so I got under here, took loose the water pump pulley, because the bolt I thought it was actually behind that pulley, but that wasn't it. The bolt actually comes through the head, comes in from the driver's side of the engine, and above the oil filter, above the AC compressor. I'm not sure if I can get the camera to brighten up here. One second. Okay, so we're looking at the air conditioning compressor. So above the air conditioning compressor, above the oil filter, somewhere up in there. Not sure if you're seeing it yet or not, but there's the back of the alternator, and it's buried. There was a bolt with a 12mm head. I was able to use a 6-inch extension, my ratchet, got that bugger out of there. Here's the bolt. We win. Now we go topside, see if we can wiggle the alternator in such a manner we can unplug that plug on it and the charge wire off of it, and get that bad boy up out of there. So I'm gonna see if I can take this bracket loose on this hose and maybe gently tweak that air conditioning hose over a little bit, give myself a little clearance, hopefully help. We'll see. Okay, so I was able to rotate the alternator pulley side facing down, disconnect the plug-in, which is like a squeeze style and pull off, remove the charge cable off of it, 10mm nut, as per most Honda things. You'll notice I got a wrench here. I can't get it out of this hole, so this stud seems to be kind of blocking that last little bit of room that I could use to get that thing out of there. So what I've done is spun the two nuts for that EGR valve, one on backwards and the other one on frontwards, locked them tight together, and then happen to have this cool ratcheting wrench. So we're gonna break or pull that stud out of there, break it free. We'll get that stud out of there, and hopefully we can finagle this alternator up out of this little spot. Success! We ended up having to remove that second stud also and do a little bit of pulling and prying, but we were able to get that sucker up out of there. Now comes the fun part. We got to put it all back together. Success! We got that baby out of there. We ended up having to take that second stud out, but that gave us just enough room. A little twisting and turning, prying. Finally able to get that thing out of there, but yeah, she is locked up tight. No spinning. Not even an attempt to spin. Now the fun part. We got to put it all back together. Oh look, my favorite part. I opened my box from AutoZone. That doesn't look anything like that. Huh. Guess I should open the box at the store. Man, always something. Okay, quick trip down to the local auto parts supplier, Thurby Automotive, where the guys really know their stuff. I typically have very good luck with these guys. So, and once again we scored. They only showed one option for the alternator, and by golly, it's the right option. So we continue our quest to fit that alternator back into its spot. Wish me luck.